It's moving day, everybody, and in this week's vlog we're going to take a look at expanding our BRICKLINK store. We sell over here in New Zealand, and it's going to be a really exciting time of expansion of our store. We're going into a brand new space, and so this vlog's going to be taking a look at some of those processes of moving and basically how we set up our new space, and also going to take you first to have a look at one of the hauls we got this week. So stick around for the vlog, and later on you're going to see a nice little surprise as we visit a new BRICKLINK store that's opening here in New Zealand as well. Let's get into it. We are Kiwi Brick Exchange, a BRICKLINK seller located in Wellington, New Zealand. We resell on BRICKLINK and BrickOwl, and these videos will provide you a behind the scenes look into our systems and processes. It is Friday evening and we have just returned from a little drive to pick up this fantastic haul. It is around about 30 to 32, I believe, kilograms of Lego. Some of it pre-sorted as well. Some awesome sets in here. And just having a look through some of the instructions, some really old vintage sets. So looking forward to start to pull this apart. And here is one final look at our store before we move, people. And we are mid-move, and all of these things here are things that we're going to need to not put in our moving truck because I'm not sure they're going to stay together, especially those things over there. And what we're also thinking with our organisers is how we actually transport without them falling apart. And so my thinking is actually looking at sort of making sure that these don't fall out, maybe having to move them around a little bit and flip them so that they are back to back or front to front. And sort of put them all together, and hopefully that will solve our problem. So this is the solution we've gone with: a bit of packaging tape across the side, and a bit of packaging tape along the top as well. This is called the squish it in method. Round two. Almost got there. So this is our current space, and my sister started setting up some of our organisers along here. The idea is this is kind of going to be our starting point. There are a couple going along here, and then desk space should be all around here. And this table quite nicely pushes underneath, so we'll see how far we can get that underneath, because the idea was to get some shelves in, starting from this point here, coming up to about this wall, and that way we'll have a nice little tucked off office corner. The rest of the room is our guest room, so it does have a bed in, but it does mean we can expand along this wall, and there is some nice place for another set of shelves potentially. This cupboard here is going to come in very, very useful, which is going to be all of our sealed sets. But the one issue you can tell is the light in here is not particularly great, and so we're going to need to replace that light bulb, otherwise I will not be able to see what I'm doing a lot of the time. So that's something we're going to be doing today. Alright, we are partway through the sort this morning, and we have managed to squish things in the corner. A lot of the used bulk over in this corner here and tucked under the tables. That's actually all of the backlog of sorting. So everything you see under there and everything over in this corner here is all to be sorted and added. This is what is mainly in our store. We've got all of our white organisers with our new and used. 2 extra ones that we thought we were going to get for some more new parts. I wouldn't get any of those ever again. They came broken. We got refunded for them, but they're just not very good. Even the bottom sort of shelves like this, you can't even pull them out a lot of the time or push them back in. So would never go with those. The white ones are really good. We get those from a place called Spotlight over here, or Kmart has some of our oversized bins, and there's a few more up here. And then we've got all of our flat organisers, which we're trying to move away from a little bit, particularly for these parts. Ideally, in the future, these become sort of minifigure parts and things like that, or tiles, round 1x1 tiles. This is a little bit more used bulk to sort, and then we picked up the awesome Tales of the Space Age set. Actually going to be using this and mocking it into a Star Wars mock. So looking forward to doing that. And there is quite a bit of desk space, and one thing I did just notice, if I can show you under here, is right under here there is a lovely little light. So it might end up being that this side becomes the desk, and will help us do some recording hopefully as well, with the shelves behind us. And this desk over here can be the sorting table slash mini-me table. And then the shelves are basically going to come out from here to about there. And that'll hopefully break up the room as well. And also found a few more boxes of sealed sets. So we've got a few things in here. I picked up a couple of sets. Just got the Micro Ninjago City, which unfortunately came a bit beaten up and squished on the corner. So I was going to keep that as a display set, but I think I'm going to have to flick that one off. And a few more boxes, as we always have, to sort. So we're off to Bunnings now, which is our local hardware store, and we're going to pick up a couple of things, shelves, cable ties, and maybe a lamp or two, and fix this light bulb, because this is natural light and it is still pretty dark. Alright, we are back with the shelving, and it is a little bit lighter now, so this light in this room is looking pretty good. And lovely child in the background is helping me. And so we're going to start setting up the shelf and putting it into the spot here and trying to do a bit of a clean up, because we just have random things in our room at the moment, including shoes. So it looks quite bright on the camera at the moment, mainly because of that nice little LED light, but we've actually had some issues because the fixture on the light bulb has broken, and that's our only source of light. And then obviously something from sort of the hallway there, which makes it really difficult to see what colours we're picking. That's going to be tricky over the next few days, but hopefully we're going to get nice and sorted and continue on there. But the final reveal will be a bit later in the video. It's 10:50 on a Sunday night, people. We are tired, and we're leaving that till tomorrow, because I thought my measurements were good to have that space. That's perfect. Then I put those in. And I put it in with this lovely organizer sitting right smack bang in the middle, and it was perfect height. So I put everything on, put the next layer on, and thought I might just see if I can actually fit this in. We're rung too low, so we have to go up one, and it's late, and I've been banging around with a hammer, so I'm going to leave that till tomorrow. So, store, is it progress? We've flicked out emails to people as well saying that there will be a slight delay. Not saying that this is the reason why, but definitely that on a shelf is going to make life so much easier. In the meantime, there's our backlog, and under there. It is a Monday afternoon. We have been moving all weekend, and I've just got back from work, and we're still trying to get this sorted because, as I might have mentioned already, the little corner pieces here have a connector pin, and for some reason that pin, which is not going in that one either, does not want to go in the whole way, so we're having to do a bit of DIY here. The other option that we got was some wire to try and fix that one there. And these are the things that they don't tell you about running a BRICKLINK store. So we're going to get onto that, hopefully get these shelves set up tonight, and hopefully the light bulb is going to come back, because we are running out of daylight, people. And we have that, which is a nice desk, but not good for lighting up a shelving unit.
What are you doing, Dad?
So, what I'm trying to do is use the clever technique of smacking the screw in, or the bolt. Really simple. Don't try this at home, children. And it worked, people. Nothing like just smacking them in. This one's a slight bit loose, so we're going to just make sure with the brackets that we put across that it is fairly stable. You can kind of see a slight lean going on there, but that is the height of our shelves. So if we back out a little bit, I'll make sure I get through the door, you can see how we're just sort of tucking off this corner. It will make it really simple. Although it looks like a small space, it means that for picking, we're just turning around. And then our second row of shelves, or line shelves, will be this side. And as I mentioned, we've got space to expand if we need to. So looks tiny, maybe on the camera, but is exactly what we want. I remember watching a video of Blaine's World early in my journey and seeing just how small a room he had for around 1 million parts. So I thought this would actually work for where we are at the moment, and again, room to expand if we need to. So on to finish off the shelves, and next time we catch up with you, we can have them all filled. not too badly lit from that one there. Shelves all ready to go. So the way that these ones work is they'll fit 18, which is 18 organisers. At the moment we are 1 or 2 short, so some of our original organisers that we got, minifigure parts and things, are just going to sit there. But there'll be a better spot, I think, on the shelf. We've got, and excuse the poor lighting, all of our flat organisers fitting in nicely here. Room for a couple more, so we might get those. Minifigures, some other bins that we tried. And then basically we should have all of this desk space once it's clear. As you know from watching this channel, desk space is at a premium, which is nice. I do also like the fact that these go back in a little bit. It just means you're going to be able to keep a couple of things just in front of it. You know, you pull out a drawer just while you're working through something. Maybe there's sort of empty drawers, things to fill up. It's a great way of doing that as well. And I have seen from some other people that they've actually cable tied a couple more organisers on the side here. We may do that, we may not. Again, we talked about that room to expand there. And then all of these bins down here are all sort of our overflow bins. Because as you can see from our organisers, there are a lot of small individual ones, not a lot of these. And to be honest, these are the organisers that we won't be getting more of, just because they don't actually open very well or shut. You need to kind of smack them in. Whereas the white ones are very good. So, getting close. Light bulb time. It is all ready to go. And the light's here. We have a bit of daylight left today, but that light is making things much nicer as well. So, definitely some type of need for maybe a little desk lamp in this corner. But overall, it is very, very nicely lit. And with the desk lamp under here as well, we now have a lovely workable space, which is brilliant. It is Tuesday night, and we've made a little bit more progress on the store. You'll see that we have a lovely desk lamp now that is lighting up this area, combined with the sort of strip bar of the bar going across there, and some really cool progress that's been happening. I thought what I would do is take a little bit of a look around the shop and show you some different things that have been happening, some of the thinking behind the space that we have, and how we've sort of organised things and go through that process. So you see at the moment I am currently sorting through some interesting little minifigure parts and things, and just 16 items we've found $91 value. In particular, this awesome minifigure here, Sandman SH537, and this is a used haul which we purchased this week, which is around 50 to 60 pounds of Lego, about 30 kilograms worth of both Lego pieces and instructions. So there's going to be some interesting finds in there. Really good pickup, I think. And so starting to work through some parts there. But over on the shelf here, you'll see that we have redone organisers. And don't panic, people, they're not in particular order. There is some thinking behind that. And so essentially what we've got here is these shelves already came with the place that we've moved into, and so trying to get them in sort of a rough order, because all of our organisers are labelled with 2 letter codes first and then the numbers. We're sort of trying to think about how we can slowly work our way around and make sure it's a nice sort of flow for the work pattern. So why not in alphabetical order? The thinking behind this is if I have to resort these every single time, it's going to take a lot of time. And it's quite easy to see which one I need. And I know roughly that they go from AA all the way down. And you can see there's little shelves there. So the thinking behind it is, while it is doing my OCD brain in horrendously, it's saving me time for that sort. And so what I might do is just sort of at the end of each week, just reorganize it into that one particular order. Obviously you can see summer. Also got some space for some more organisers, but this is kind of the thinking. We're also trying to move away from these. So we will see how that goes. And redid the labels just to make it nice and obvious to see. And then we also have our 2 organisers over here, which to be honest aren't used much. That was a bit of a test when they're on sale. They are not good at all. Do not buy them. And we got most of our minifigures up in the boxes up here, just box 25 and 26. Make it quite simple to pick, although the box 25 is rather full, and so I might look at splitting that off into 2 parts just to make that sorting process a bit quicker. And then we have all of our new organizers here, which is H, which is the next one on the system. And so that kind of flows in that pattern all the way down to this one here. I made these lovely little organizers for my daughter as well, which is some mosaic sets. And so we're going to get into some mosaic buildings and maybe a few videos of that. And work on some more of those parts. And then we come over to here, and this is all of our new, or these are all of our new organizers. And so I still need to, I'm going to put a couple of labels on here just to make the process nice and easy. And ideally, we're going to move these into the edge here. I saw a Yellow Brick Road doing a nice little example of cable tying on the edge. And so I'm wondering if I'm going to do that. And we've just bought another one to expand, and then the rest of our sort of little part organizers that we probably shouldn't have bought, but hey, that was a good idea. At the moment, this is my solution for overflow. So this is something that's needing to be worked on. We don't really have the space here for a shelf. We definitely do have over on this side. But at this stage, this is kind of what we're looking like. So what I might need to do, I bought a couple of larger storage bins, and I might just actually need you to stack them up a couple high, just so there's a bit more space coming into the store area. And then we have used on this side, as well as a few overflow pick a brick cups. Hey, may as well put them to good use since they're not really in use anymore. And so again, it sort of goes from A, WA, WB, WC, and then across in a nice orderly fashion. We do have a little bit of space at the bottom, but do I have an organizer that fits that? Not really. So maybe some sealed sets could go in there. At the moment, our sealed sets are all in the cupboard. And I'll just take you down here to have a look at what we've got in here. This is probably as big a backlog of sealed sets as I get. My backlog is normally used bulk. And so to get this sort of backlog kind of means I can sit on things and hold it for a little bit. A couple of things aren't going in the shop. We've got a couple of things like Groot here, and potentially one of the Commander Cody's, which I think once you build and just put on a shelf, similar with that Star Wars mock. Had to pick up a Rex because, just for the fun of it, all the sellers out there who were flicking him off for $100 a couple of months ago are going to be very happy. Anyone that bought him as an investment is not. And so we've got a few sealed sets. Just holding on to a couple of the Star Wars promotions and things for a little bit, just to see how they go. I think I might part out this one when I get another one as well. I think we've used up a couple of pieces of this already, but more Saw Gerreras going in is always a win. And we've got a number of friend sets for a very cheap price just back there, which again, we might just hold and part out when we've got one or two more sets. And then we're using all this for sort of packaging supplies, turbo tank in there, which has already been built by a friend. And so we, again, might be using that as a giveaway. And some of the brick heads as well, we might use as a giveaway in the future. Shortly. Then this is rubbish, but we do have a big number of used backlog all in here. These are ones that have already been sort of pre-sorted and looked through, so it's sort of just that bulk ready to put into categories. And most of our used bulk is actually under here, so anything that is under the table, which there is a bit of it, is not in the store yet. So we've got a lot of pieces of people to sort, a lot of things to do. We're going to get underway and do some more sorting. And 2 orders to pick tonight, very good size ones. One is $70, one is $60, and one needs to get out tomorrow, and we're doing a drop off later in the week. So we're going to get finished off with these little minifigure parts and pick a few orders. And welcome into Wednesday night, people. We have had a very busy month, as we mentioned. That is the highest month of revenue that we've had overall. And obviously a lot of things going into the store for the cost of goods sold. That includes our big giant $650 latest haul, which is going to be some extremely good value, as we're going to show you shortly. And already a lot of expenses this month, mainly postage, but also adding on a few different pieces of equipment and things. So really good to see. I've also been tracking subscribers and things and how that's been going. Also BRICKLINK rank in New Zealand, etc. So these are all the start of the month figures. So be interested to see how we've gone this month. Obviously our main focus this month has been on moving the store. We've not done a lot of social media or anything like that at all. And very limited, to be honest, of adding parts. I think our part count is actually going to be down for July. But that is all good, because that means that there are lots of orders happening and lots of things in the store. And one thing I just wanted to show you in this latest haul lot that we have here, if I just put my laptop down, is this pile of instructions here, which I believe there are about 30. All have QR codes, and they all haven't been scanned. So we're going to spend some time flicking through those. Should be about $7.50 of insider points. Going to be really cool. And also something over here, we're working on a bit of a project with dark red and tan plates. Looking forward to showing that to you hopefully next week. But I'm going to get all of these scanned and added. There are some of the sets like this one here, which actually seems like they've got the pieces already pre-sorted. So that's actually how the used lot came. And so it'd be interesting to see if this one actually does have all the parts, if there's anything missing. And if I start seeing that all of these do have the parts, it's one that we can start going to sell on things like Marketplace or TradeMe, which is our version of eBay over here. So that was a good find. Also a number of base plates. So these are all going to be adding lots of value. And already just from last night, we are up to $130 of value. And what I'm trying to do is an hour a day of sorting through that used bulk haul. And we're just going to start tracking that to see how we go for that. So basically time it for an hour and see how much we can get throughout the week. So we'll get underway with that and catch up with you a bit later. It is a Thursday night and the desk has turned into this. We have been sorting through all of our used haul. All of those instruction books have been scanned. And we're working our way through some parts for a set that we found. And we've got about $150 odd, $160 of value just in those two little tubs there. Some nice minifigures, animals, and some plants. And we've got a number of minifigure parts in here. Some cool looking ones here. All the minifigures seem to be mixed in this latest haul. So definitely just probably going to part out unless we can see anything of particular value. A couple that are just missing one or two pieces over here. And so we'll see how that goes. We're actually going to be travelling up to a place called Hawke's Bay, which is about 4 hours north of where we are, to visit some family on the weekend. And probably visit what I think is going to be New Zealand's newest BRICKLINK store. So stick around to the end of the video for a nice little surprise. Seeing a brand new store being set up. Obviously we've done a lot of sorting this week, adding things on into our store. And so all of the lovely organisers are ready to go and label. And we took a big hit in terms of lot count this week. So we're definitely going to be adding some more to the store. Particularly when we've got all of this used backlog to sort. These tubs are all full. A couple of non-base plates there. Base plates under there. Hard to see in the dark, but that's full tub. That's full tub. That's full tub. And if we swing you all the way around past our used, past the bedroom, we've also got a couple more tubs in there. So definitely lots to do in the store this weekend, and we might hit some of these sealed sets. Definitely a couple of the brickheads will be staying, and Star Wars sets for at the end of the year. Probably sort of do a sell-off there, but there's some friends stuff in the corner that have been open, ready to go, and we're going to add all that to the store as well, because our organisers, while they might look full on the outside, have actually taken a bit of a beating. And one thing I realised with my lights is they actually shine through quite well for which parts are actually missing, or drawers rather, are missing parts. And so that's going to be really easy to identify. One thing I did like as well, just about having this space here, is say we've got a drawer that doesn't have much in it, we can just pull it out and pop it there. And so when we're doing sort of a sort into different containers, they can just be sitting there on the edge, sit there quite nicely, so we can put things in and then store them when we need. It's just easy because there are, like I said, just lots of gaps. Lots and lots of gaps, because our store has taken a beating in the best way possible, right? Look at that. It's like half a drawer completely free. So no need to buy new organisers, even though we do have the space now. We're just going to be trying to fill those, and there's definitely lots to fill because the backlog is there, people. So we're going to continue this tonight. Probably catch up with you tomorrow. Going to be taking that with me as well, which is a little project that we're working on, and catch up with you shortly with a little bit of a surprise. Well, it is a very early or late, depending on how you look at it, Friday/Thursday, and we've pulled out some absolute gold tonight, some awesome dinos. And if we come over here, we have been working through this insane haul. All of this plus all of that just over there was our latest pickup. And I've just spotted right in the corner of this a lovely shield. We'll have a look at how much that is worth in a second. A few more dinos, and we're actually, as we mentioned, going up to visit some family. So this is just the minifigures and minifigure parts from the haul that we haven't identified yet. We've already put $150 of value into the store. That's just that bag. There's also all of this to still look through to see if there's any minifigure parts, which they are somewhere. I've seen a couple, so that's going to be some interesting finds. There is so much in this. I think there's about 30 kilograms or about 60 pounds. It is a lot to sort through, people. We need to go to sleep. Catch you tomorrow. Well, here we are up in Hawke's Bay, New Zealand, and that behind us is one of the newest BRICKLINK stores, or will be one of the newest BRICKLINK stores here in New Zealand, and quite exciting. Maybe a familiar face or voice for some people. You might remember him from earlier vlogs. Yes, we're at my parents' place, and my father is setting up his own BRICKLINK store. So we're going to take a look at it, have a look at how he's going with the setup. Just a quick peek this week, and we've got some interesting content lined up for you over the next couple of weeks as well with the vlogs. Basically, we're going to have an update from him every week, and to say the processes and things he uses are in progress or learning, probably is a good way of summing things up, but we're going to have some fun along the way, basically doing the things that we did in the start, but I didn't film any of them, so we're going to watch him do those and try and learn a bit as well, and enjoy the process, and support my old man with setting up of his store. So let's go take a look at it now. Here we are, people. New Zealand's newest BRICKLINK store, featuring someone. That's a bigger backlog than I have. And there's more over here, people. Some good sorting processes going on here. Must have learned from the best. So, what do we got here?
So this is Ancestry.com, where we find out who's related to who. So whose legs, to whose head, to whose body, who's missing an arm.
Oh, it's wonderful stuff, people. Wonderful stuff. We just spied something in a box. One of my favourite sets here, people. This might make the journey back down. And some dinos hiding. Oh, breaking stuff. Nice. Couple little brick heads here as well. I think we had this one as well in a recent haul. Good mix of stuff here. Don't know what I think about the Infinity Gauntlet on this though. Alright, I've been told to open the box. Very nice. Very nice. Jeez, is that fully complete as well? I feel so much better about my backlog by looking at other people's backlog. I don't know about you guys, but it's definitely making our store, putting it to shame. Good mix of Harry Potter sets here. And more bulk used to sort. So what are we sitting at the moment? About 10,000 pieces?
Sorted, yeah.
Sorted. Store opening very soon, people. Dad's Brick Army. We're going to be linking it in the comments. And we're taking a 5% commission fee, I've been told. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit subscribe and click the bell to be notified for new content. And if you're setting up your own BRICKLINK store, then check out this video.